From the misty peaks of the Andes to the wild shores of the Pacific, Colombia, a world where nature remains untamed, where rainforests shrouded in mist stretch endlessly, where life doesn't just survive, it thrives, evolves, battles, and adapts every single day. In the shadows of the tropics, jaguars stalk silently, step by step, quiet as breath. High on towering branches, the harpy eagle, ruler of the skies, ready to strike in an instant. Below the leaf litter, columns of army ants march relentlessly, devouring everything in their path. Winding through the forest, the Amarillo tree boa social, a creature from prehistoric times, still survives silently through millions of years of change. And beneath murky rivers, the hippopotamus, a giant, half-gentle, half-fearsome lurks, like an ancient force of the tropical wetlands. Colombia is not just a forest, it's an arena of survival, where every rainstorm is nature's trial. Every creature is a warrior, and every moment is a story yet untold. Welcome to Colombia's tropical rainforest, where the wild has never fallen. Colombia's western coastline is one of the last pristine frontiers left on the planet. Here the rainforest meets the ocean, and life flourishes in the most extraordinary ways. Nestled within the emerald green of the tropics live countless strange creatures, many species still unknown to humankind. This unique geographical position has created a rainforest ecosystem unlike any other, a biological paradise where evolution never stops, playing out like an eternal symphony between forest and sea. At the end of the Cretaceous period, the formation of the Andes split the ancient Amazon rainforest, creating isolated corridors where species evolved in entirely new directions. Among them, the Choco Forest, one of the wettest places on Earth, became a fertile ground for life to thrive and evolve. On this narrow strip of land between the Pacific and the Andes, ancient forests intertwine with swamps and winding rivers, stretching all the way to the coast, forming a rich biological labyrinth rarely seen elsewhere. With average rainfall exceeding 13 meters per year, this land has nurtured one of the most dense and abundant tropical rainforests on the planet. When the morning mist still clings between the treetops, the forest awakens with a haunting symphony, the deep resonant howls of howler monkeys. This is the daily ritual of the males, marking territory and avoiding energy-draining confrontations. Thanks to a special hollow bone structure near their larynx, their calls can travel over 5 kilometers, making them the loudest land animals in the world. Howler monkeys live mainly in the canopy, feeding on leaves and soft fruits. Their prehensile tails work like an extra limb, helping them move gracefully while foraging. Leaves are hard to digest and low in nutrients, but thanks to specialized stomachs containing bacteria that break down cellulose, they can extract the energy they need. Each day, they spend up to 15 hours just resting and caring for their young. A slow-paced lifestyle, but one filled with affection and deep bonds. Though they live in the highest canopy and possess sturdy builds, howler monkeys can never let their guard down. Because above them in the sky, a silent predator watches their every move. The harpy eagle. Each time the wind rustles through the leaves, the entire troop falls silent. A few smaller individuals press close to tree trunks frozen mid-air, scanning the distance with wary eyes. In the dense forest where everything seems peaceful, silence is the clearest sign of danger closing in. And the predator can strike like lightning, one sound, one chance to escape. The harpy eagle silent ruler of South America's canopy, is one of the largest birds of prey in the world. With a wingspan over 2 meters and talons as thick as an adult's wrist, the harpy is not just powerful, it's incredibly agile. Unlike mountain eagles that soar in open skies, the harpy is a master of tight spaces, able to weave through dense branches at breathtaking speed, striking prey in a single perfect moment. Its keen eyes can see through layers of foliage. Its curved talons like iron hooks, strong enough to kill an adult monkey with a single squeeze. Every hunt is a silent symphony, where every wing beat is executed with absolute precision. Though rarely seen, even just a dark shadow gliding through the canopy makes the entire forest hold its breath. Further north, the Choco Forest reveals an entirely different spectacle. This is the only place in South America that borders both the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. The tranquil Caribbean coast becomes a sacred gathering point for one of the most miraculous journeys in the natural world, the migration of sea turtles. Every year when nesting season begins, female turtles leave the vast ocean, traveling thousands of miles, to return to the very beach where they were born. Without modern GPS, they still follow Earth's magnetic fields and the scent of seawater to find their birthplace. A survival instinct inherited over millions of years. These warm, expansive sandy beaches are the cradles that welcomed the first generation of turtles over 100 million years ago, twice as old as the mighty Andes themselves. Many turtle species, including green turtles, Chelonia mitis, and leatherback turtles, Dermachelys coriacea, choose the Caribbean coast as their nesting ground. The leatherback turtle in particular is renowned for crossing the cold waters of the North Atlantic to return to the place they first emerged. When they arrive, the turtles begin crawling up the beach. They move slowly across the sand, searching for a safe spot to begin digging their nests. This process demands tremendous energy. They use both front and rear flippers to dig a deep hole in the sand, then lay their eggs inside. A sea turtle nest can hold anywhere from 50 to over 200 eggs, depending on the species and size of the mother. After laying, the mother turtle covers the nest with sand, forming a natural protective layer, then returns to the ocean. What's remarkable is that the mother doesn't stay to incubate. She leaves that job to the warm rays of the Caribbean sun. The survival of these hatchlings depends entirely on nature and a bit of luck. After about 45 to 70 days, the eggs begin to hatch. The tiny hatchlings, just about 5 centimeters long, immediately face their first life or death journey, the race to the sea. Moonlight or reflections from the water's surface guide them toward the ocean. However, not all survive this short stretch. Many hatchlings fall prey to seabirds, crabs, crocodiles, and even humans. Once they reach the sea, the hatchlings continue to face dangers from predatory fish, as well as climate change, which directly impacts their habitat. Only a tiny fraction of thousands will survive to adulthood. But if they make it through the trials, these turtles will return to the very beach where they were born to continue the nesting cycle, contributing to the survival and growth of the sea turtle population. This miraculous journey on the Caribbean coast is not just a moving survival story of sea turtles, but also a powerful testament to the resilience and adaptability of wildlife. Deeper into the jungle, the Colombian leaf frogs move gently along tree branches, one of the rainforest's most unique creatures. Though small, averaging just 3 to 10 centimeters in length, they possess a very distinctive appearance. Their bright green skin allows them to camouflage perfectly among the rainforest foliage. Their bellies are white or pale yellow, with large round eyes and distinct markings, making these frogs especially remarkable. In the animal kingdom, leaf frogs typically live in high humidity areas of the rainforest, near water sources like streams, ponds, or swamps. The dense forests along the Andes and Colombia's western coastal regions provide the ideal habitat for them, just the right humidity and abundant vegetation for shelter. The Colombian leaf frog has many unique adaptations for surviving in tropical conditions. One of its most notable features is its skin, which secretes mucus to maintain body moisture and prevent water loss when the weather becomes unusually hot and dry. Amid the dense canopy of Colombia's rainforest, it's not large predators, but a tiny army, silent and ruthless, that strikes fear across the ecosystem. Army ants. They don't build permanent nests, no fortress to retreat to. Instead, they live like nomadic warriors, always on the move, always hunting. With numbers reaching hundreds of thousands, each army ant colony is a living river, flooding the forest floor like a thick, dark wave. They swarm into every hollow tree, rotting log bird nest, or leaf pile. Any creature unable to escape, from insects, spiders, and larvae to even lizards, quickly becomes a collective feast. Each ant may be tiny, but when coordinated by instinct, perfectly programmed, they can take down and dismember prey, many times their size, in just minutes. They don't attack haphazardly. When a hunt begins, the ants form fan-shaped attack lines, spreading out from a central point like a fan, each branch pushing forward through the leaf litter. At the center are the soldier ants, large and powerful with jaws sharp as scissors, ready to attack any creature in their path. Behind them are the workers, constantly carrying prey back to the rear. Each ant leaves a pheromone trail, creating chemical pathways that others follow. The entire army moves as one unified organism, flowing smoothly around tree trunks, over roots up tree trunks, and into every crevice of leaves, as if the entire forest is being gripped by an unstoppable force of life. Yet not every army in the forest marches with violence. Deep beneath the soil of the humid forest, another ant colony quietly operates, a different empire, not of blood but of fungi. The leafcutter ants. They don't hunt, they don't tear apart prey. Each morning when sunlight pierces the canopy, columns of leafcutter ants march in long silent lines, carrying fresh green leaf fragments, larger than their own bodies. The entire forest seems to move in silence, hundreds of thousands strong, each with a role like devoted workers who never rested. The leaves aren't for eating. What they carry back is raw material to cultivate a special fungus, the sole food source for the entire colony, underground in a vast, sprawling labyrinth. Worker ants chew the leaves, mix them with saliva, and compost them as substrate for fungus to grow. Their nest resembles an underground farm, each chamber serving a distinct function: fungus cultivation, larva care, waste disposal, and the queen's breeding chamber. Every day, leafcutters can strip leaves from a wide area of forest, yet they don't deplete the forest. In fact, by selectively pruning, they help trees sprout new growth, keeping the forest ecosystem in constant renewal. While army ants embody pure raw instinct, leafcutter ants represent ancient wisdom of symbiosis, a silent but enduring society that has thrived for millions of years. The Choco Forest is one of Colombia's most important and unique rainforests, not only for its rich ecological value, but also for its distinctive indigenous cultures, still preserved today. This region is especially notable for its colossal rainfall, reaching up to 13 meters per year, among the highest on the planet. This extreme precipitation stems from a geological event about 65 million years ago, when the Andes Mountains began rising from the earth. The mountains act as a natural wall, blocking moisture-laden air currents from the ocean, especially from the Pacific and Caribbean Sea. When these moist air masses move from sea to land and are pushed upward by the Andes, pressure drops, air temperature falls, causing water vapor to condense and form rain. The Andes stretch along Colombia's western flank, acting as a massive climatic barrier, trapping moisture and causing the western region to receive far more rainfall than the east. Additionally, Colombia lies near the equator, where the climate is warm and humid year-round. This geographic position allows the forest to receive consistent sunlight, driving water evaporation from the forest surface, soil, and the rivers, which in turn generates continuous rainfall, almost without pause. Thanks to this immense rainfall, Colombia's rainforest has become one of the most botanically diverse places on the planet. Dense forests grow in layers upon layers, from the forest floor to the canopy, like a massive biological structure, woven from countless shades of green. Giant trees rise over 50 meters high, towering like pillars, supporting the deep green forest ceiling. On their trunks, mosses, lichens, ferns, vines, and countless epiphytic plants cling tightly, thriving thanks to the ever-present moisture in the air. Beneath the canopy, faint light filters through the leaves, allowing a different plant world to flourish. Vines, shrubs, fungi, and shade-adapted seedlings. On the ground covered in decomposing leaves, tiny mushrooms sprout after the rain, each with different shapes and colors, like mysterious spirits of the forest. Even rock faces, decaying tree trunks, and exposed roots are overtaken by vegetation. Parasitic roots, vines constantly multiplying, weaving together like a living tapestry, dense to the point of suffocation. Thanks to this humid, dense, year-round, nutrient-rich environment, Colombia's forests have become a true paradise for birds, not just in South America, but worldwide. To date, Colombia is home to over 1,970 bird species, more than any other country on the planet. In the Choco and Andean rainforests alone, over 600 different bird species can be found in just a few hundred square kilometers. From iconic species like the great curassow, Toucan scarlet macaws, honeycreepers, and hummingbirds, over 160 species found only in Colombia, to rare gems like the dazzling quetzal, all contribute to the forest symphony. Some live in the highest canopy, where golden sunlight filters through. Others retreat into shadows, among tangled vines. Still others linger near streams, living quietly and mysteriously. In Colombia's forests, each square kilometer can host over 150 bird species, something very few places on Earth can claim. And every morning, thousands of different calls rise up like a natural choir. Mating calls, territorial warnings, wing beats blending with the wind through the canopy. These aren't just sounds of life, they're the heartbeat of the rainforest. Among the deep greens of Colombia's rainforest, one sometimes glimpses a flash of brilliant color darting through the canopy. The keel-billed toucan, with its enormous beak painted in lemon yellow, blue-green, orange-red, and a black tip like hand-painted art. This bird is a living symbol of the tropical rainforest. Though the beak looks bulky and heavy, it's actually very light, thanks to its hollow porous interior. This beak isn't just a tool for plucking fruit from high branches. It also regulates body temperature and serves as ornamentation in courtship displays. Toucans typically live high in the forest canopy, moving slowly between branches. With short hops, they primarily eat fruit, but also consume insects, bird eggs, or small lizards. Their calls echo like forest frogs, a distinctive sound in the humid early morning. These birds typically live in small groups of 3 to 6 and have a habit of sleeping huddled together in tree cavities, fluffing their feathers to stay warm at night. The breeding season for keel-billed toucans usually begins in the rainy season, when fruits ripen abundantly and the jungle becomes more lush than ever. Unlike their flashy, sometimes mischievous appearance, these birds have deeply bonded, reproductive lives. They're typically monogamous, working together to find a safe tree cavity high up Cool, safe from predators and large enough for incubation. After mating, the female lays 2 to 4 ivory white eggs. Both male and female take turns incubating for about 16 to 20 days. In the first weeks, the parents constantly forage for food, mainly mashed fruit and soft insects, to feed their young. To many, the toucan embodies tropical beauty, both striking and mysterious, gentle yet full of mischief. They're not just a splash of color amid the green forest. They're a vital part of the ecosystem, dispersing seeds and helping sustain the forest's cycle of renewal. If the toucan is a burst of vibrant, lively color in the rainforest mornings, then the resplendent quetzal is the soft glow of a quiet dream, a beauty that awakens only when the forest truly opens its heart. Hidden among the mist-laden canopy, where light exists only as delicate threads filtering through the leaves, the quetzal appears like a flying emerald, suspended in stillness. With iridescent plumage in emerald and sapphire, a crimson chest like fire, and long flowing tail feathers like silk ribbons from the sky, the quetzal is hailed as one of the most beautiful birds in the world. Its beauty is unlike any other creature in the forest, as if it wasn't born from earth, but woven from fragments of a fairy tale sky. The quetzal lives primarily in cloud forests and high-altitude rainforests, including regions in southern Colombia, where humidity is dense and forests remain pristine. They usually live alone or in pairs, moving silently through dense canopies, feeding on fruit, especially wild avocados. For indigenous peoples, the quetzal isn't just a bird. It's a symbol of freedom, purity, and the soul of the ancient forest. In ancient Mesoamerican cultures, this bird was so sacred that killing a quetzal was considered an offense to the gods. Today, spotting a quetzal in the wild remains a rare moment, a gift from nature for those patient and fortunate enough to witness its purest beauty in the heart of the rainforest. Among mist-shrouded cliffs where tropical forests embrace the Andes, with thick mosses and tangled vines, the Andean cock of the rock blazes like wildfire orange against the somber green. Males of this species boast brilliant orange-red plumage, with a large fan-shaped crest covering most of their face, a stunning appearance so magnificent it's almost supernatural. Unlike many other bird species that quietly hide in the canopy, Andean cock of the rocks enter breeding season with dramatic visual and vocal displays. Males gather in small groups at forest clearings, where each takes turns performing elaborate dances, bobbing their crests, and producing calls like the drumbeat of the forest. Each dance is an invitation, a public challenge sent to potential mates, and nature's demanding test to determine who's worthy of passing on their genes. Females with their modest brownish-gray plumage silently observe from the edge, selecting the male with the most captivating performance, then flying over to mate in silence. After mating, the entire process of incubation and raising young falls solely to the female, evidence of the remarkable division of labor in the bird world. Despite their proud and striking appearance, Andean cock of the rocks remain sensitive members of the forest ecosystem, dependent on pristine old-growth forests and the quiet of rocky mountain slopes to breed and survive. Their presence signals an untouched forest, where beauty still has permission to shine, without being driven away by human noise and interference. Colombia's forests harbor many more iconic birds, each with its own distinct character, contributing to the vibrant tapestry of this tropical ecosystem. Standing out among them is the scarlet macaw, one of the most dazzling birds in South America. Their blazing plumage of red, blue, and yellow makes them look like rainbow fragments soaring through the wilderness. With broad wingspans, resonant calls, and lifelong loyalty, they often pair for life, making these parrots a cultural icon of the rainforest. Equally remarkable is the red-capped manakin, the tiny dancer of South America's tropical forests. When breeding season arrives, these little males perform masterful dances on tree branches. Sliding moves like gliding across leaves, bobbing motions reminiscent of ballet dancers in the wild. Situated between Central and South America, the Darien Rainforest is one of the most pristine and mysterious tropical forests on Earth. Stretching across the border between Colombia and Panama, where terrain shifts abruptly from dense mountains to marshy lowlands. Darien isn't just a gap in the Pan-American Highway, it's also an invaluable ecological treasure. In the early morning, when sunlight barely pierces the thin mist and leaves still glisten with moisture, tiny squirrel monkeys begin their daily journey. With bodies barely larger than an adult human hand, soft fur blending gray, and pale yellow with innocent white faces like they're wearing masks, they move swiftly through the high branches of the rainforest. Canopy. Unlike many primate species, living scattered in small pairs, squirrel monkeys choose a vibrant communal lifestyle. They live in large troops, ranging from dozens to over 100 individuals, with complex social structures where each member has their own role. They're active during the day, moving through the dense forest layers, along familiar routes. At dawn, the entire troop sets out like a miniature nomadic caravan, weaving through branches, seeking ripe fruit trees, fragrant flowers, or insect gatherings. While feeding squirrel monkeys rarely compete, older individuals or mothers with young get priority. And when danger appears, the troop instantly shifts to high alert. Alarm calls ring out in quick succession, and every movement becomes urgent, yet coordinated. They live together like one extended family, bonded by instinct, memory, and trust. A social behavior that makes these tiny monkeys a vital part of Colombia's forest ecosystem. Not far from where squirrel monkeys chatter through the branches, white-faced capuchins, also called capuchin monkeys, with dark brown fur on their head and shoulders, and white coloring like wearing a cloth cap. They carry a dignified appearance, intelligent and vigilant. Capuchin monkeys are famous as the most intelligent primates. In the tropical forests, they can use tools like stones, sticks, and leaves to obtain food, something few forest primates can do. With bright eyes and nimble hands, capuchins don't just forage for fruit, bird eggs, or insects. They also know how to crack hard nuts and use sticks to extract prey hiding in tree bark. They live in groups of 10 to 30 individuals, led by a dominant male, but decisions are often shared and flexible. Within groups, social relationships are complex. There are friendships, hierarchies, support between mothers and young, and occasional competition for status. But most of the time, capuchins focus on bonding, grooming each other, catching insects, and protecting troop members. In forests as dense and complex as Colombia's, it's their intelligence, curiosity, and relentless learning that helps capuchins become masters of survival, a tiny symbol of intelligence in the wild. These dense, humid forests where branches interweave like dark green clouds aren't just home to squirrel monkeys and capuchins ruling the canopy. Colombia is also home to many other small and rare primate species, the secret gems of South America's old-growth forests. Most notable among them is the pygmy marmoset, the world's smallest primate. Weighing only about 100 grams, with a body length no longer than a spoon, marmosets are like the weightless spirits of the forest. They cling tightly to tree trunks, nibbling on tree sap and ripe fruit, using sharp claws to grip bark, with large, round eyes always gleaming with curiosity. The cotton-top tamarin, with its distinctive, long white crest, moves agilely through the lower forest layers. They live in small groups, affectionate and rarely aggressive, standing out for their coordinated cooperation among members in caring for young. Amid the deep green rainforest, the tiny silhouette of tamarins adds a subtle touch of quiet elegance. And most special of all is Ciguanus oedipus, the cotton-top tamarin, which now exists only in a very limited range in northwestern Colombia. They're on the brink of extinction, with golden hair standing up like a halo, agile eyes and swift movements. They're both a strange and precious symbol of tropical wildlife. Cotton-top tamarins live in family groups, constantly making communicative calls, like endless conversations throughout the forest. These tiny primates, though silent, play crucial roles in ecosystem balance. From seed dispersal to maintaining food webs, they're living proof of the magical diversity of Colombia's rainforest, a treasure still being discovered every day. High in the towering Andes Mountains, where clouds and forests meet, moist air masses from the Pacific and the Caribbean Sea are continuously pushed upward, cooling and condensing into rain. But these aren't ordinary rainstorms. They're the great deluges of the tropical forest, cascading like waterfalls, continuing for days or weeks without end. When sudden heavy rains pour down, columns of marching ants are suddenly thrown into chaos. Raindrops, like miniature floods, disrupt their familiar trails. Scent markers wash away, and the ant columns scatter in confusion. After torrential rains, the entire forest seems bathed in water from the heavens. But the water doesn't stop at ground level. It seeps through layers of decaying leaves, penetrates the soil, then gathers into small streams, flowing downstream. Tiny brooks merge into ravines, gradually converging into great rivers. This is the Magdalena River, Colombia's wild lifeline. The Magdalena River winds like a brown-red silk ribbon, stretching nearly 1,500 kilometers, from the Andean highlands to the Caribbean Sea, becoming Colombia's largest and most important river. More than just a vital lifeline, connecting diverse geographical regions, the Magdalena is a symbol of life, of culture, and of the strange wonders that only nature can create. This river winds through dense tropical forests, through wetlands, fertile grasslands, and densely populated areas. In the Magdalena's waters, native fish species thrive, water birds flourish, and millions of people depend on it for their livelihood. But what makes the Magdalena truly unique is the presence of a giant species that doesn't belong here: African hippos. Back in the 1980s, infamous drug lord Pablo Escobar brought 4 hippos from Africa to his estate at Hacienda Nápoles along the Magdalena River. After his death in 1993, the hippos were left behind and began breeding uncontrollably. Today, the wild hippo population in the Magdalena has exceeded 150 individuals, making it the world's largest hippo population. Outside Africa, they wallow in warm waters, glowing golden at sunset, and graze along the riverbanks. Sometimes they're spotted traveling in herds, through villages, leaving locals both amazed and fearful. The hippo presence has sparked debate between those who see them as an ecological threat and others who view them as a unique symbol, intertwined with Colombia's history and nature. Whatever the case, the Magdalena flows on, carrying layers of fertile silt, secrets from deep forests, and the strange story of uninvited guests who became native residents. It's not just multi-ton hippos, silently soaking in the water. Along the Magdalena's banks, capybaras, the world's largest rodents, also live in herds. These gentle creatures look like giant guinea pigs, but possess excellent swimming abilities. They typically appear at dawn or dusk, when the sun is gentle, emerging from the grass together to forage. Capybaras live harmoniously, rarely conflict, and often share living space with many bird species, reptiles, and even caimans. They graze, drink water, then quietly rest by the riverbank, sometimes just steps away from a hippo dozing in the forest shade. In the Magdalena's wetland ecosystem, capybaras are like gentle native residents, quiet but essential, contributing to the diverse and fascinating portrait of Colombia's wilderness. While capybaras are gentle and peaceful, they must always watch for jaguars, one of the most silent and formidable predators in Colombia's tropical forests. Colombia's jaguar is the largest cat in the Americas, the embodiment of deadly silence. Unlike their relatives, the noisy predators that chase prey across open African plains, Colombian jaguars choose to stalk prey in silence. Their golden coats, marked with distinctive black rosettes, provide perfect camouflage in the dappled sunlight of Colombia's forests. Unlike many large cat species worldwide, jaguars have a special affinity for water. They often patrol riverbanks, slip through dense undergrowth, searching for prey tracks. Capybaras, caimans, turtles, or even large fish can all become targets. Jaguars are excellent swimmers and don't hesitate to wade in to ambush prey. They glide silently across water like shadows, then suddenly strike with astonishing speed. Not only using water as hunting grounds, jaguars also often bathe and rest beside rivers, where dense tree canopies provide cover, offering security and coolness amid the sweltering humidity of the rainforest. Thanks to this adaptability, jaguars have become the America's apex predators and one of the most powerful symbols of Colombia's tropical forests. Surrounding the humid swamps of Colombia's forests are vast grasslands. Sunlight pierces through clouds, casting a golden glow over the green grass. This isn't just a migration corridor for many birds and hoofed animals, but also familiar territory for giant anteaters. With curved, sharp claws and a distinctive long snout, these unique creatures slowly wander through grasslands, diligently searching for termite mounds and ant nests scattered across the ground. Having no teeth, they use tongues up to 60 centimeters long, coated with sticky saliva to catch insects. Capable of eating up to 30,000 ants daily, giant anteaters live solitary lives, quiet and avoiding predators. But this very quietness gives them their own unique charm, a mysterious symbol amid the vast grasslands bordering Colombia's swamps. These These are Andean red-brocket deer, among the rarest mammals in South America. With reddish-brown coats and curved antlers, they typically emerge from the forest at dawn to graze on tender grass in the misty morning. Armadillos, also called tatus, are among the strangest creatures in Colombia's ecosystem. With their hard armor-like shells and hunched slow gait, armadillos seem like characters stepping out of an ancient tale, living fossils from prehistoric times. Their most striking feature is the hard, scaly armor covering their entire body. This is a unique evolutionary trait, helping armadillos survive in the wild, full of predators. Their armor structure is very flexible and protects them effectively from jaguar claws and eagle talons. Colombia's rainforest is one of the world's most biodiverse ecosystems, but currently faces serious threats. The biggest problem is deforestation for agricultural expansion. Every year, tens of thousands of hectares of forest are cleared for palm oil plantations, bananas, cacao, and even coca plants for drug production. Large-scale farming causes soil erosion, and forest loss severely degrades wildlife habitats. Meanwhile, illegal mineral resource extraction also contributes to forest destruction. Many areas are excavated for gold, coal, and platinum. The mining process often uses mercury and toxic chemicals, polluting water sources, threatening aquatic life, and the health of indigenous communities. Climate change is making the situation worse. Rainfall patterns are shifting. Some areas face prolonged flooding, others drought, causing mass tree die-offs. This affects food chains and the survival ability of many species, especially endemic species found only in Colombia. Overall pressure from humans and climate is pushing Colombia's forest ecosystem to its limits. Without strong control measures and timely forest protection, many species will disappear and natural environments will severely deteriorate. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We hope what we've just explored isn't just the beauty of Colombia's rainforest, but also a reminder of our responsibility to preserve these precious natural treasures. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video to spread the message of environmental protection. See you again on our next amazing journey.